Good morning, everyone. It's Tracey Valk here, leader at Epicure. I am coming to you today with an amazing brunch cooking class. So, I really love meal prep. I love to have things organized. I don't like, having to think, oh my gosh, what are we having for dinner or breakfast or whatever. So what I'm showing you today is one of my favorite ways to prep a really healthy and nutritious breakfast for the family on the go. It's customized to everyone's liking, and you can do a giant batch all at the same time. And it's a really, really nice food to serve for a brunch if you have some friends or family coming over, and easy to do, fresh as well. So what we're using today is we are using our amazing sheet pan and silicone bake and roll. Now I do have it in the oven warming up right now. And that's kind of one of my little tricks to make this go a little bit quicker, just making the cook time a tiny bit shorter by preheating your sheet pan and bake and roll. So I have that in a 400-degree oven, and it's going to take about 20 to 25 minutes to bake depending on your oven. So but the prep is really quite easy, and again, if you want, you can do a little bit of this ahead of time. So I've got some of my favorite veggies here, and what I like about this, I said you could customize this, and because we are making a full sheet pan of this breakfast, you can have little sections. If your kids like certain veggies, you can have a section in this quarter with that person's veggies. You can do this person's quarter with that person's veggies, and so on. And what we're making is a breakfast sheet pan frittata. So I've got some beautiful little cherry tomatoes that I got from my neighbor's garden, and I wanted to show you really nice. This is our ceramic chef knife, and look how easy that slides through those little tiny pieces of tomatoes. Nothing is squished or dented in, and I love that. So, and I've also got some red pepper here, and I'm going to cut that into chunks. Red pepper is a favorite in our family. So, I know I can always add that in basically to any dish, and it's going to be enjoyed. So, got my red peppers. You can do mushrooms, spinach, different kinds of cheese, whatever you like. I'm chopping some kale here. We're also going to do an amazing balsamic kale salad on the side, just to have some extra veggies. We always focus on eating a balanced plate. And so with this, how I'm going to be serving this is I'm going to have our eggs as the main protein with some of the veggies in there. We're going to add in some different cheeses for our fat servings. So again, I love that I can spread it out and everybody gets what they like. So I've got 12 eggs here. I'm going to use our whisk just to gently whisk those up. I'm keeping the whole dish dairy-free, so when I add in my milk today, I'm using some cashew milk, but again, you can use whatever your favorite milk is. So at this point, you want to take just a few drops. You literally don't need a lot of your favorite cooking oil. I use avocado usually for this, and just take the silicone basting brush and just lightly grease your silicone sheet. That way nothing sticks in our eggs. And I hope I didn't make this too hot and that they cook right away. I don't think it will, but I want to have some time to kind of spread out my toppings. So, oh no, it's perfect. So you want to make sure, obviously, that it doesn't go over your lip. If you're using like really large eggs or something, you may just want to carefully make sure that it doesn't go close to that lip, all right? And then I'm simply just going to spread out my desired toppings that I want. And again, this is going to, when I've got this all complete, this is going to go in to my oven for approximately 25 minutes. You want to just make sure that the center is cooked. This is where I'm going to add in my Epicure seasonings. So today we're making it Mexican. We love Mexican. I'm using my guacamole dip from the Good Mexican Real Fast Kit. And I'm just simply going to sprinkle that on. I think about a tablespoon is really more than enough for this whole pan. So that's pretty good right there. I've got a tablespoon there. Now we love spice, so I'm going to add some of our poco picante on there as well. I'm going to leave the opposite corner without the tomatoes, or that has the tomatoes without the poco picante for my littlest one. It's a little bit too spicy for her. And you know, because Epicure seasonings have so much flavor and so much, different flavors in there. Even though this right here is very, very low in sodium, and in fact, our guacamole is also super, super low in sodium. We don't need to add any more salt though. We've already got the saltiness and the flavor there, so that's fine. I'm going to add some green onions on the side for the adults, none for the children. But you see how nice and customized this is? You know, everyone loves the kale in my house, and that's a winner for me. I love adding, kale. Like, what kids eat kale, but when it's in this, if they don't mind a little bit of the green stuff, then get it on there. It's so, so good for you. And you can even see, like, look how beautiful and colorful this is. It looks amazing. And for this, I'm going to do my daughter and my side with the dairy-free cheese and the boys with the real cheese. So now, you have to remember where you put everything if you're making this for different people. But I do this often, and I kind of remember how I put it in the oven. I've got, Stella, myself, Lane, and Wes right here. I know whose is whose. So when I bring it out, I can simply cut it up, serve it, or what I'm going to do with some of this is, and it's amazing for meal prep. You can make a whole batch of this just for your meal prep and have it ready for your breakfast to go. For those on the Good Food Real Results program, what an awesome breakfast. Serve this with a slice of, whole grain toast and a little bit of, extra veggies, some sliced tomato, or, a quarter cup of berries or something on the side, and you have a perfectly nutritious breakfast. So we've got everything ready here. So, and what I do, by the way, so just to finish my sentence there, when I've got this cooked and I want to use it actually as, breakfast to go, you divide it up, cut it, use your silicone spatula, cut it into squares. So technically there's 12 eggs in here, so if you're eating 1 egg portion, then you are cutting this whole thing into 12 servings, and 1 serving would be 1 egg. So you can, my husband would eat 2. Obviously the kids and I would have 1, depending on my activity that day, I might have 2. I don't actually eat a lot of eggs. I follow mainly plant-based diet, but sometimes I do really crave eggs, and when I have them, I want them to be perfect. So this is one of my favorite ways. So what you do is you can lay it out, put it on another plain bacon roll sheet or some parchment paper, and simply flash freeze them like that, flat in the freezer. And when they're done, pop them in a baggie or a little container and just pull one out as you need it. So I'm gonna get this in the oven. And this is the one part you have to be very careful when you're transferring that you don't spill any of the eggs over the side. So I'm gonna focus here for a second. So while that's cooking, what I'm serving on the side is just a small kale salad for my husband and I today. And I'm using our balsamic vinaigrette dressing. So, again, I'm using my 4-in-1 spice spoon. So this spoon is amazing, by the way. It replaces, all those like cups that are attached by that ring. and you gotta like fiddle with them. What I love about this, it fits in all of our jars so nicely, and it's got a tablespoon, a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and then right here there's a little 1/4 teaspoon line. So I'm going to follow the recipe right on the jar. It says 2 tablespoons of dressing mix for 3/4 of a cup of oil and a 1/4 cup of vinegar. So I'm going to, I was going to make a half batch because, we won't need it, but I think I'll do a full batch. And what I love doing with my extra dressing is I can marinate some chicken for the boys in the leftover dressing mix, and it's great, just to pull out any night of the week and throw that chicken in the steamer so they can have some meat on the side of whatever they're having, or throw it in their lunchbox with a salad. So I've got the measurements right on the jar here. So I'm going to measure out my 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, and I go slightly over the line just because I had the seasonings in the bottom there already. Now I'm using apple cider vinegar actually today, and I'm just gonna add in my 1/4 cup, go up to a cup there. All right. So the trick with kale salad is, in order to make it edible, because it's really kind of tough, and it certainly was never something my kids used to like because I didn't know this trick before. But you have to massage it. So if you didn't know, I'm also a massage and sports therapist and have been for a long time. So I have a lot of experience in this area. Now, we would let this sit for a few minutes just to really let the seasonings sort of soften and blend together. And I've got a little bit of extra tomato here. So when I've got the salad massaged, I'm gonna add in those extra tomatoes and, serve everything together. Again, like I said, with that side of whole grain toast. Now, a little trick though, let's say you had leftover potatoes from dinner or something, you've already roasted them, they're delicious. Slice them up and put those in there, and that would be your serving of your carbs. Totally on plan. Again, you can portion it out, make sure that you have the right amount on there if you want to do it that way. All right, so there's 2 of us eating here. We already have cheese on our frittata, so we don't need too much dressing. So I'm gonna just put in, for now, a tablespoon and a half of my dressing mix. And here's where the fun part comes in. My kids actually like to do this because you literally just have to get your hand right in there and massage it. You really want to squeeze the kale. It softens it, and if you were serving this, at a brunch or a party or something, you want to do this ahead of time and let the kale rest with the dressing on. And I have to say, so this is one of my kids' favorite meals for dinner. What I do is I have my kale, have my dressing, I put in some tomatoes, I cook some pasta and really chill it. So again, leftover pasta. If I've made some noodles for something and I realized I cooked too many, because we all do that, then I cool it down, put it in some water, keep it cold, mix the cold pasta into here for your grain serving, and then add a protein. So a lot of times for myself, I do roasted chickpeas. I love the crunch, and mixed with the kale and the tomatoes and the pasta, and it's a complete lunch or dinner. My son and my husband love it with chicken, and it's just a really, really nice balanced meal, and quick and easy, and again, easy to use up that leftover dressing. So look at the color of that now. You see how it goes from that pale kind of grayish green kale color to this bright, beautiful green. So I'm just washing my hands here. So I'm gonna let my eggs finish cooking, you guys, and I'll come back on the video again when it's done and show you the final result. Okay guys, I'm back, and as planned, our frittata is done. It took 25 minutes. I just turned the oven off, so I'm gonna pull it out for you now and show you how it turned out. And we're gonna plate it and enjoy a delicious breakfast. Look at that. Ah, isn't that amazing? I want to make sure I get the proper portions. So I know that I have to divide this into 12, right? So I'm going to divide it. I'm gonna make a halfway mark and then 2 halfway marks in those. And then if I cut this into 3, I should have 12. And I do. Slide that out. And there you go. I'm going to put a little bit of our kale salad on the side here. I've got some toast just about to pop. What I always do for our vegetarian meals is I top everything with a little bit of the Epicure nutritional yeast. Today I'm using the garlic and onion. I'm going to simply sprinkle this on. Nutritional yeast is an amazing source of B vitamins. B vitamins are one of the vitamins that we get solely from animal protein and from animal products in general. And so when you're a vegetarian or a vegan especially, you don't get those B vitamins. So you can get it from nutritional yeast. And what Epicure has done is we've taken our nutritional yeast, put in some of our amazing seasonings to make a flavored one, and it's just a great way to top a beautiful breakfast like this. All right, there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have any more questions, please contact me or your consultant to book your brunch cooking class or order any of the products you've seen here today. Bye for now.